Welcome back, zombie fans, as we're taking a look at The Walking Dead World Beyond Season 2, Episode 2. And you must be really, really solid zombie fans if you're keeping track with this show. I mean, let's say that first off, foremost, Season 2 is off to a pretty good start and is raising a lot of questions, and good questions, with that said. So getting into it, we got to see a couple different things going on. We got a chance to see where Silas was at, which is not a whole lot to speak of, but it looks like he was picked up by a CRM member. And basically he has taken him to this kind of like killing stadium area or whatever, or killing grounds, where pretty much they turn on loud music, they bring the zombies in, they wipe them out with like maybe explosives and whatever else, kill the rest off with their poking sticks, spears, or whatever, and then they load them onto trucks and then off they go. And they're doing this like all throughout the state. And I guess they're trying to do it in max exodus so they can try and gain ground on the dead, and then I guess maybe start walling areas off and just trying to protect the state overall. So it's an interesting plan. And I mean, I guess if you had enough hands trying to work out this process, and you had the resources, mind you, because that's a lot of ammunition, that's a lot of explosions, you need people that can make the explosives. Anyways, interesting premise. But that's where Silas is right now, and I'm sure eventually he's going to try and hook up with the other team members, but he doesn't know where they are right now. That's all it comes down to it. So anyways, interesting little plot point, but moving past that, let's get into Iris and her little, midnight murdering spree when she killed the CRM sentry guard that was out there. So the guard did not go unnoticed when he went missing, and basically the Lieutenant Colonel Elizabeth and all her people are trying to find him. And since he was killed so close to the perimeter, to that little farmstead, little community that's right next door, of course, they got a little random visit to basically see what was going on. And that's exactly where we knew that Will, Felix, and Iris were hiding out. So they put together some little plan to basically find zombies that look like them, dressing them up in similar clothes. And then I guess they ditched them off a cliff where it made it almost, not impossible, but very hard to get to the bodies. But they're going to end up researching and finding out, is it really them or not? Now, I don't know how close you're going to be able to really truly see if it's their true bodies or not, but that's the plan at least. And they've been allowed to stay at the little perimeter farm as long as they don't do any more reckless stunts. I mean, what a stupid move on Iris's part. I mean, what was she thinking? And yeah, I know she's angry and this and that, but this is like a critical point, right? I mean, if they want to make a move on the CRM, which is kind of insane that this little small insurgent group or whatever, or at least what will be an insurgent group, is going to try and take down the Civic Republic. I mean, they seem like they have their stuff together just a little too much just to be taken down by a couple, whatever, vigilantes or something like that. So we're going to see where this story goes. I mean, I'm really mostly interested when it comes to the World Beyond. I want to know more about these experiments they're doing. And we had a chance to see this with it, if it's Leela or Lila. I'll double check on that. But anyways, I think it's Leela. This is the girlfriend to the father of Hope and Iris. So right now, he's doing all the research, and apparently he's got such a brilliant mind for this, and they're putting like tracking devices on some of the zombies that can, I guess, measure into their brain waves or something like that, because they hooked it into the stem of the brain. And anyway, so this crazy technology that this guy's been able to work out in a matter of months, and it was taking the CR scientists, years to try and progress through this stuff. So they're loving his work, but of course he's not loving the CR because they manipulated his daughter into coming out, put her in harm's way, this and that. So anyways, you know what's going on if you watch the episode. I find it interesting, these tests, though. What I really want to know is are they using human subjects and basically turning them, or doing something to where they'll die so they can watch the turn process, and taking data and stuff? Because they showed that laboratory room where I guess Leela was just sitting outside. She was talking to the Lieutenant Colonel Elizabeth about it, and as you were looking at the people, I mean, they were very clean, and they weren't decomposed. I mean, they look like people that literally, they probably just, either just recently died, or maybe they had, injected with something, and maybe they were killed. And there was more in the background. If you look very closely, I'll try and have the footage in the background here on my screen. It showed like there was many of them just kind of stacked up. I mean, all tied up, but just in the background. I don't know, guys. This was like some dirty stuff going on, and it never ends. No matter what colony, no matter what group, everybody's hands are dirty in the apocalypse. I mean, even Rick and our friends and stuff like that, they had to do some pretty terrible things, for their own safety and survival. I mean, when they murdered all those people at Negan's, satellite colony or whatever like that. I mean, there's always a piece to the puzzle that just like that makes them dirty. So we're gonna find out really soon. And furthermore, does Leela truly love Iris and Hope's dad? I mean, because she's in this relationship with him. Because it sounded like they kind of like they set this up kind of, and because the lieutenant colonel said, "Yeah, I hope you're doing your best" or something like that, and for your sake and his or something like that. And I was like, well, that's pretty dirty. I mean, I think she's probably gained feelings for him, but is it? I mean, is it just because she's been told to? Does she truly feel that way about him? I think she probably does, but it doesn't sound like she went into this maybe fully willingly in the beginning. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. But overall, a pretty decent episode, I'd say. It wasn't bad by any means. Again, I'm not terribly excited about Iris's journey right now, but I'm really curious about Hope, because why were they willing to kill and destroy a whole colony just to get her? I mean, if it was just to keep her father, appeased and doing his work, because clearly the man, he knows his stuff, right? And he's crucial to their research and development of not necessarily a cure, but maybe how to, I think they want to try to speed up the decay of the dead so that a way they become immobile and then they're not as much of a threat. Pretty cool, actually. Very great idea. But so obviously if he doesn't want to work for them any longer, that's a big problem, right? I mean, they'd have to find another brilliant mind, and there's not many of them left in the apocalypse. So anyways, we're going to have to see, is he going to be happy enough? I mean, is Hope going to end up kind of start drinking the Kool-Aid as well? And there was that scene, if you also remember too, towards the end, where the father was kind of starting to pick up on things, because I think Hope kind of alluded to something about Felix and Iris's safety, and the dad was like, wait a minute, what's this all about? And he kind of starts questioning her, and he says, what aren't you telling me, Hope? And he calls her out big time, and it doesn't look like she's going to lie to him. I think she's going to tell him the truth. So more to come on the next episode. Of course, this is a limited 2-season event. We are on the final season of this Journey for World Beyond. Let's hope that they can keep this momentum, because the first season was a bit rough, as a lot of you know, but I'm going to try and stick this out with you all, and hopefully it comes to some great fruition. And also I want to know where Junkyard Lady Jadis comes into play. Like, what is she all about, and how long has she been with the CR? I mean, since she found Rick and so forth. Is Rick going to even come up in conversation? Is he even part of this? A lot of interesting things, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to like and subscribe if you did enjoy. Check out my other channel, my channel for other content. Excuse me. Walking Dead. I have a zombie indie series and all that other fun stuff. And basically, until then, I will see you next week, which we have Fear the Walking Dead coming back, mind you. Boom. That's awesome. We're gonna see a post-apocalyptic nuclear Holocaust type area, basically, in Fear the Walking Dead. So that should be really cool. Looks like Victor Strand's gonna start becoming possibly a villain. I don't know. He just looks a little too happy on his little high throne there in that building that he found as we ended out last season when that nuke went off. So anyways, that's it for now, and I'll see you all at the next review. See you guys.